Okay, so far you have looked at what I call the day feature. So if you were to click into this button up here, it is the default feature. It is the one that shows one day at a time, no matter which provider it is. The provider, assuming you choose that in settings, will be shown here. So you're looking at the day set of appointments. One of the options is to print. Right, when they do this, you will get, right, a set of PDF files that will create a copy for you inside of your computer. All right, just be cautious of this feature. It does set to the default printer that you have set to, so just make sure that your default printer is the printer that you want it to go to. Otherwise, you'll be sending this printout, right, to various places. So I have it, sent this to the faculty room. You will get a nice little printout. It will show the entire day's set of appointments. All right, so that is the print from the daytime option. Okay, so that's the day option where you're sort of in default, but there is one other view that you can take a look at. The first thing you're going to need to do is, if you're going to go into the week view, you can only see one provider for the week in that long view. And that should make sense because you don't want to see like 8 different providers trying to be looked at for their single week. So on this left-hand side, down at the bottom, you'll see this thing that says provider. If you click the big box underneath it, there'll be a drop-down menu. You're going to choose the provider in question, and then you are going to click week. If you try to click week without choosing the provider, just as an FYI, it will tell you that you have to choose one, and so it'll just direct you back to choose one. If you make a mistake, it's not a big deal. All right, so it's set for the default week. You can see what the start and end dates are. This is where doing those settings from the first video is extremely important. So if you've got the office is closed on Saturday, Sunday, you will see that these ones are red. You can use right next buttons. You can use previous buttons, and you see it's going to roll one day at a time as you go through. So it will pull appointments. So the nice feature of this scheduler is that essentially it's remembering forever in the database, right? Some of these appointments. So if we want to change the provider, I don't remember I think we had Jim Jones. We'll click back on his week view, and now you can see who Jim had scheduled, the times, right, and the other sort of information. So there are some different views, and you can, of course, print from this view as well. It will take, right, a screenshot, send to the default printer. If you want to go back to the days view, all you do is simply click day. Right, everything clears out and you're back to our single days view. Right, it'll default to the current day's schedule.